I went ahead and turned on my laptop. So
Oh yes, it has begun.
I'm uh I'm using the karaoke microphone I got for $10 like a few years ago.
Oh my
Jesus
god,
Christ.
dude, this dude.
You didn't have to tell us that, man.
I know, but it makes it so much better if I do.
It does. It really does. It makes me smile.
Man, yeah, it does. I just picture him sitting there, like laptops on a crate. He's just holding a little karaoke microphone.
Well, no, it's not on a crate. It's on a table
Mm.
that was made from a piece of plywood and an old uh frame. I believe it's some type of metal, older frame
Oh,
for a table.
Oh, that's
But
cool. Yeah, little makeshift
yeah.
table.
Actually, looking at looks pretty bad, pretty good.
Well, hey, man, you're the best. Uh, this is the Sandpit, episode 34. Is Tom, Stoba,
yep.
and Abe.
Hello, hello.
How are you two doing today?
I am so good. Thank you for asking. I'm feeling strong and virile.
What, virile? Strong?
Yeah, yeah. Potent.
Potent, yeah. Your musk is strong today.
Yeah, rigid, firm, tumescent.
How about you, Abe? How you doing today?
Uh, I'm here. I'm turning 40 next well tomorrow I should say. So
You're
that's a thing.
turning 40? No, you're not.
Abe,
Yes, I am.
how are you old? How am I older than you? I feel like you have lived twice as much as I have in the same amount
Well,
of time.
well, that's the thing about living. It's your choice of how much you live while you're alive.
Okay, all right.
Happy birthday early. In case I forget, I'm sure I'll forget. I might forget. Um,
Happy midlife crisis to all three of us. Looking forward to seeing where it takes us.
which
Who
midlife?
knows? I might.
Go for.
Who knows? I might. I might start doing my shit again. Going off the deep end.
Yeah,
Just for a treat. You know.
For a no, yeah, I hope
well,
not.
pleasant to you.
I hope not. I do. Um, I hope you have a good 40th. I feel like a lot of people put a lot of weight on the 40th, but this is not too bad, really.
And I enjoyed 40.
I think it's all bullshit.
Yeah. I fear.
I
Go for it.
who decided that tens are a thing? Like
Yeah,
just because we have 10 digits, like whatever.
I think 45 is going to be harder for me because then I'll be closer to 50 and then 40,
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll be like, oh shit,
Mark. I was reading about
getting close
how
to the finish line.
at 44 your body starts to change, and how you process everything just starts like going downhill. That's like there's a switch in our DNA that at 44 uh, this happens. Did you ever?
Oh, that's exciting.
Hmm?
That's exciting.
Yeah, super exciting. I'll be 42 soon. I read that and I was like, so that fucking sucks. Um, all right, that's cool, Abe. I got you. Um, with talking about since we're talking about age, a little bit, and since we talked about the substance before, more age and beauty,
Oh yeah, yeah.
uh,
Good
constructs.
movie.
Did you ever hear about the guy who was taking blood from his son and putting it in him, transfusing it into him to help keep himself younger?
I I didn't hear that, but I did know about millionaires who had like teenage dudes on
Mm-hmm.
contract just have fresh teen blood pumped into their veins.
Yeah.
Maybe not blood, maybe just like the serum or something.
I think
I
as a
don't know.
straight blood. Well, if it's anything close to what this guy was doing, I would imagine it's blood. But for I think he's been God, I think he's been doing it for a long time. I want to say at least 10 years. Um,
Yeah, supposedly feels great.
well, that's the thing is he's not getting the results he wanted. I mean, he does look younger than what he is. But I think he talked about there being a diminishing returns almost. Um, so now he's taking the plasma and transfusing the plasma into him, I believe. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's
I
his
think that's what I heard
serum.
about.
Hmm?
Yeah, that's what I heard about, like people doing the plasma transfers. That's a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
You spin the plasma out from the blood, and you can upload it to anybody.
Just like our consciousness, man. Um,
I've thought about like donating plasma. You can make like money
oh yeah.
like selling that shit.
Yeah, $90. As long as you have high protein and everything's
90.
good. Yeah, at least over here there was like 90 each time.
Oh shit. I haven't priced that out in a while, man.
I haven't.
I might have to buy some red meat and like get to it once a week.
Yeah, I really think I might do that and maybe invest in something with it,
And
like this
you
this
make
thing.
fresh blood anyway. You probably feel better making like good clean blood, you know? Give a little away and make some new stuff. You'll be fine. I got high blood pressure anyway, right? I can use a little less blood.
Yeah, man, yeah. Do you have high blood pressure? That's not good, man. You got to be
I
careful of that.
look. I haven't been to a doctor since I was like 14, but when I used like those blood pressure cuffs they got,
Mm-hmm.
all over the place for free, they tell me it's elevated. So
Okay.
I'm trying to I'm making dietary changes. Trying to eat like not a fat fuck and seeing if that helps a little bit. And it actually has. It has.
Man, I have
Doing a little bit better.
I think I might have a spare one of those little pumps you put on your arm for your house for your home.
Yeah, yeah. I had one of those for a while. Yeah, those are good
Yeah,
to have.
yeah. Would you
No
like
problem.
it if I have a spare, man?
No, I'm fine, man. I don't test that shit.
It's fantastic. I don't either.
I'd rather I'd rather not know how bad my health is. I'd rather live in blind ignorance until I die suddenly in my sleep.
That's something. That was my stance with my personal health until certain things started happening, and I was ready for them to tell me how bad off I am and all this stuff. Yeah, going in, especially once they started to like very overly examine me for the stuff that my chronic
Oh
pain
yeah.
stuff. I was expecting so much, and what I got back was on paper, I'm perfect. There's like
Yeah.
textbook type stuff, and it's like that doesn't make sense to me. Besides my weight, I'm overweight. Um,
And small changes can have a big impact,
it's
right?
weird. It is crazy. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, you don't when you're younger, you don't think about taking care of yourself as much, or a lot of people don't, in my personal opinion. Um, but man, really ensure anybody that's listening out there, ensure you take care of yourself. You can bounce back right now, but you won't be able to one day.
Yeah, youth definitely lets you like bounce back from shit crazy fast. The older you get, the less you bounce and then you just start taking hit after hit
Hmm.
before you can rebound all the way. And you're like, "Oh no, it's stacking up. Too many debuffs.
Yes,
Need a cleanse."
yes.
Yeah, it gets scary quick. Better to better to have a little preventative maintenance than like a pound of cure.
Did you see that we're going to the moon? Artemis 2?
I literally just heard about that last night. Why didn't anybody tell me this?
I mean, they've kind of talked about it and talked about it and talked about it.
Did they
Um,
like live stream the launch?
I,
You'd think you have astronauts on a launch pad, you'd live stream that, right?
I
People
think
love
there was
watching like
a.
horrible car crashes. They'd love to see like astronauts blow up.
Oh man, talking about the fucking what was it? No, Commander. Well, I don't. Challenger, right?
Yeah, Challenger blew up. Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
bad one.
I remember being a kid and watching like a news thing, and they showed it, and I was like, oh my god, what? Are there?
There were a couple of bad ones. There was one where there was a fire
Mm-hmm.
on the launch pad. That was a bad one. Then there was one where they like blew off some of their heat shield on launch, and they didn't get fucked up till they tried re-entering, and then they broke apart at like
Yes.
17,000 miles an hour,
Yep.
which has to be like if you got to choose a way to die,
Mm-hmm.
that has to be so instantaneous.
Yeah. Just boom.
I would choose that every time. That's faster than a bullet to the head.
Do you think it's faster than getting crushed to death in water in a little sub?
Like so much fat, dude. Those people orbital velocities, you're literally going 10 times faster than a bullet. Like you yourself.
Yeah.
It's absolutely absurd. So yeah, there's not the synapse doesn't have time to travel from a pain
Yeah.
receptor to the brain. You are literally dying that quick.
It's fucking
I
crazy.
hope your soul has time to escape.
Yeah, there has been some bad ones. They I forgot how long ago they announced that they were gonna go back to the moon, but I was caught off guard that it was happening so suddenly. Um,
Yeah, it seemed really sudden. You think there would have been like more spectacle and news.
mhm. I,
Do you
I
think they're gonna find aliens there? They're gonna live stream the aliens to us?
no, no.
I hear there's whole alien bases on the dark side of the moon.
That's what a lot of people say is that there's alien bases, or that's where government stuff is. The whole moon is hollow, or it's a dome. Um,
Where are we landing? Do we know?
man, I want to
It's
say it's.
probably just the Sea of Tranquility. Those lame bastards.
I was gonna say one of the bigger craters, I believe. I forgot where though. I do think that they are actually going to be like on the cusp of the dark side. I think that was part of it. I forgot why they're going there though. Besides just to go
Just
collect some
public
more.
opinion. I can't imagine there's real science to do that couldn't have been done with the rover for like 100 times cheaper. Yeah, you don't have to pack rovers with their own oxygen supply
Yeah,
or poop buckets, right?
yeah. I mean, like it's good that we're going back to the moon, but also the
It's
amount of
fun.
and yeah, it's fun that we used up all that energy, all that money, all that power to have fun, to go back to the moon and say we went there again.
I'm
Uh,
glad, man.
man,
Because like my generation, like there was this whole dream of like being an astronaut,
mm-hmm.
and then astronauts couldn't do anything except go to the International Space Station, right? If your dream was to go to the moon, like nobody's been to the moon since like the 70s.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a dream for me.
Have
Um,
you wanted to go to the moon?
oh yeah, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut.
Really? Dude, I didn't
Yes,
know that about I want to be a pilot. So, same thing,
yeah,
up high, pilot an aircraft,
yeah. More
being
easy,
well,
very more achievable. I think I say that, but I also feel like there's some dumb astronauts. I
I mean, a lot of times they come from like a military background with like fighter pilot
yes,
training, right?
yeah.
But I don't know if they're dumb, dude, because you gotta like memorize math and shit to do that stuff.
I mean, there's the one that I remember the most. I think was the one that tried to like kill her husband by poisoning him
What?
or something of that
Wait, what?
nature. There was an astronaut like a while back who I think she tried to kill her husband. She tried to kill somebody. Um, and then there was another one that went into some other type of business. There was some dumb ones. Um, and then like you hear about though how on the space station some of them get cabin fever, and one guy tried to drill a hole into the hole with a
Oh,
power
that's
tool.
gonna go real bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, how would that work though?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, if you turn on a drill, wouldn't that like because of the lack of friction, like wouldn't you start spinning or something like that? Like I'm
God,
not sure how it
no,
works.
hey, please, we can't do this.
Couldn't you
Can't do this.
couldn't you just strap yourself down so you're secure so
Oh,
it spins still?
You know,
I guess.
oh God,
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I guess that is how it's done.
they don't have to strap themselves down. There's not that much torque.
You, man, I would like to see it. I would like to see it. Somebody just spin in there. But you're right, yeah, the amount of air friction and all that stuff wouldn't be able to spin you. It'd spin the bit, I would imagine. Like you probably have to get a little force back, but
I mean, your wrist absorbs it in real life. It's not that bad. The friction of like less than half a diameter drill bit against anything is going to be less friction than your wrist can handle.
man, have you ever seen Event Horizon stuff?
but but
Yes, I have.
but
A
isn't
lot of
the
fun.
reason that your wrist can handle it mainly because of gravity? Like your wrist, your body handles your
God,
wrist, right?
no, no, absolutely not. Any man that has ever used a drill knows it's not a big deal.
Man, I would just love to see. I'm gonna have to look it up later. Um,
Like the drill fails before your wrist fails. You're like, oh, what a bitch ass drill. You've never had a drill that breaks your wrist.
I think what Abe is trying to say is that since your body is connected to the wrist and that the body is planted firmly on the ground due to gravity, there is no.
Yeah,
That's
but
what's
you
stopping.
still weigh like 200 pounds
Hmm.
and you have an inertial mass that's not going to be overcome by the rotating drill bit.
Yeah,
At
that's
least not instantaneously.
yeah. Like maybe if you pushed it up again, if it got stuck in the wall and it starts spinning you.
Like if you
Yeah,
had a buddy hold the drill bit and then you turned it on and held it on, you might both start spinning and that might be fun.
that would be pretty fun. Yeah. Everything okay, Abe? Everything going good?
Oh yeah, yeah, just some adults getting almost into a fist fight over television.
Oh man.
Man,
Television. What are we watching?
Mhm.
What's on
Well,
is
it's
it Love Cruise?
the issue there being one person uh monopolizing the television and the other one asking to use it at a certain time and the other one starting to like cuss them out type of issue.
Oh, it's a shared TV. You got to share it.
Hmm. Which is funny because I have a television in my room that I never even use because like who has time to just sit around and watch TV these days, you know?
Only thing I ever used television for was playing Harvest Moon.
which Harvest Moon?
Stardew Valley for boomers.
No, which Harvest Moon?
Oh, Harvest Moon for the N64, which was really inferior to the PlayStation version because the time was so much accelerated. You couldn't hardly do anything on the N64
Man,
version.
I do remember that. I played it for a
Yeah.
little bit. Um,
Yeah, if you played on PlayStation, you had literally like 6 times more time in the day. It was
never
fantastic.
played it on PlayStation.
Way
Isn't
better.
the
Significantly better.
isn't the original developers like not involved with a lot of the later Harvest Moons and they kind of made their
Yeah.
own
Yeah,
or
Yeah,
whatever?
Natsume or something.
yeah,
They went real bad. I think that's why Stardew Valley was so well received. It was like a return to form for what people really loved about those first games.
I did love that game as a kid.
You know what I really liked was I only played the first one, but was Rune Factory.
Yeah, I liked
Oh
Rune
yeah, I
Factory
heard good
too.
things about that.
I think I played a couple. I started falling off when once it got a little too I wouldn't say anime, but like fan service anime, if that does make sense.
Yeah. Again, I only played the first one on DS. I just like I think the combat element sort
Mm-hmm.
of tied the whole game loop together for me. Like I just can't get into just farming and then doing like a light or one of those like visual novels where you just kind of like try to romance someone or something.
Hey man, the original Harvest Moon was good.
I'm look. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying it not for me. This is like
Yeah, it isn't. It's not for everybody.
yeah.
Um,
No, it is for everybody. You're wrong. You're objectively wrong.
well,
Harvest Moon was for everyone.
I.
You had four different girls you could romance.
What if you want to
I
play
went
as a
for the
girl?
mayor's daughter, who was Emily, and she had the blue hair,
Oh
so
yeah,
you knew she was a freak in the sheets. But the meta pick was Karen, because she was a drunk at the vineyard. And I don't know, Japanese people love that shit or something.
Uh, couldn't you like romance the goddess or whatever?
that's in the later variation on the DS.
Right.
Yeah, not in those early games.
That
Not in the first
and
ones.
that one that you're talking about, it's one of the few ones that never ends. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and not yeah, the one where you can romance the goddess, and like the the amount of detail and stuff in that is so crazy. There's a part of the map that is just like blocked off until you hit your, I think, 40th year is
What?
yeah. And then
Absurd.
it pops open and it's a mansion that you got built there and you can move some of your stuff there or some shit. Um, you can have it set up to where the little pixie guys take care of your entire farm, so you don't have to do anything, but you can do whatever you want. Um, and you can get the goddess at again another one where you have to wait a long period of time, not as long as I want to say it was like 7 years before you can even have a chance to. Um, it's also another one where I mean, and this is kind of a repeating theme in a lot of them, where if you look at the TV at certain times, it'll soft lock the game because it's considered
Oh.
bad luck if you look at 444, I think 555 and 1111.
11's my lucky number.
13's mine.
You freak.
I know. Hey, what's your lucky number?
Oh, I don't think I have a lucky. I guess I like four.
Four is a great number. That's my lucky number according to my Chinese
Hmm.
zodiac.
I say I was born with a pair of fours, so might as well go with it.
Don't dox yourself, man. Careful.
I mean, how many people in the world have a birthday tomorrow?
Oh my god, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, thank you,
Big
thank
40.
you.
Man,
So we know your exact birthday and your age and your first name.
444.
You can almost
Well, here's
figure
the
it out.
thing. Here's the thing too. July, right? Think about July.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the 4th of July.
Born on the 4th of July, classic movie, Tom
No, no,
Cruise.
no, 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 no. Conceived on the 4th of July because April
Oh,
4th is exactly 9 months. So how many people weren't like,
Did
exploding some stuff on 4th of July?
you know what? I'll go with that. Yeah, that is that's funny. That actually um reminds me of what Domi used to say when I tried to get her birthday. Um, I believe she said it was like January. Is it December or January? Uh, and I forgot what I asked her, or I don't know how it led to this, but she basically said, um, she said something like it's one of the months that everybody's born in, and I said I don't know what the hell that means. She goes December or January, because during the summer is when everybody has sex for the 4th of July and things of that stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
I, I think it's a regional thing too, though, right?
Imagine,
Because like,
yeah,
yeah. They don't celebrate Fourth of July everywhere, right?
yeah,
right,
but I
and
mean,
think about climate wise.
hmm
Some places like because like of the winter will just shut down because it gets so cold or whatever. I'm not
Yeah,
talking about a little snow. I'm talking
no,
about like
yeah,
you can't risk going
you can't
outside. So
open the
what
door,
else?
yeah.
What else do you have to do?
Play video
that's right.
games,
Play Harvest Moon. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like DV Dead, yeah. Um, Harvest Moon was such a good game, man. I loved it back in the day so much. I think I streamed it
Let's
once, didn't
let's play it again, man. Let's do a YouTube series, one day, one episode.
I'll do that.
Wait, David Dead or Harvest Moon?
Harvest Moon. I think DV Dead would get me
Oh,
banned.
yeah, I'm sure it would.
Yeah.
You know, I vaguely remember that, but I like at the same time, I blocked it out.
No, yeah, I think I remember stumbling upon it, playing it, and finding out how weird the different variations that that game could go through. Um, and I told you about it. I put it on
Yes.
my FTP. I think you
Yeah,
downloaded it.
I
Um,
did, and I vaguely remember. I remember it was like it was trying harder than most of those type of
yes,
games at that time.
yes, yeah.
And then I guess that was also your payback for Immortal Family or whatever.
Yeah, that was yeah, the one where it's like five sisters and the maid, and there's a couple different endings, but
I don't need to know, man.
the good ending is that you and the maid make it out, and the house burns with all the family.
Yeah,
What
that's the
the
one I got.
Yeah,
fuck?
that's one of the ones I got. You also can get one where it's like
Oh, I
uh,
did replay it.
I looked up the other endings once I found out that there
Oh,
was. Because I was like, how does
yeah.
this game have more than one ending? What the fuck could it end? How could it end differently? And there's some
I-
dark endings.
That
oh,
wasn't a dark ending.
No.
Okay.
dude, the fact that just like the shit that was going on, it's not surprising that there's dark endings, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. Some real dark shit. And I feel like that's how a lot of the hentai games were back in the day. Um,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Although I will say, I forget the name of it. I think it was one of the more popular ones. But I remember that one of the endings was like you basically get a bunch of it's like a couple of sisters, a mom or whatever, and you basically get the sisters pregnant if you actually like have sex with them.
Jesus, man.
Uh,
That's so fucking gross. Why would anybody play something like that?
I think it had a good message to it though,
what was the
because one
message?
of the because look, because what don't go around having sex like it. There's not going to be any consequences. You know, be.
You do have to teach the youth that. That's true.
And also, there was one of the characters was like a shy girl that was always in the library, and I think your goal was to try to get her to like open up.
Oh my
And one of
God,
the
I know what
options
game
is
you're talking about. I remember
yeah,
now.
one of the options is to SA her basically, and she commits suicide if you
Yeah,
do that
that
with
was
a good lesson.
that
That's
was
yeah.
a yeah, that was a hard.
That's,
Let's reload that.
hold on, let me
Mhm.
just check my box. Another episode we can't monetize with advertisements. Great job, Abe. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're such
Oh,
monsters.
see, you gotta be edgy, and then when you get a fan base, then you sell out and clean up your act.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man, yeah. No, I think it's gonna always be just downhill and downhill.
At least my
We're so
audio quality
close.
is
It's
better.
so much better. It's so much better.
So now it sounds a little more like, you know,
Yeah, yeah. Now you can fully own the shit you say.
yeah.
Um, Stobu, what's the hentai game that you've played that you were like, you know what, that's a weird one?
Oh, thank you for asking me. That would be Mov Love. My good friend of me, Jingbo, told me I have to play it. It's a visual novel that was apparently extremely highly rated back in like the 2010s or some shit. He said, Stoba, you gotta play it. It's so high rated. It's amazing. I played through all of Mov Love. It's a standard visual novel. It's like five teenage girls with they all have some weird like kink or some shit. You're all high school students or something. I played through it. I'm like, Jingbo, that was the lamest thing I've ever done. I can't believe I played through that whole fucking thing. Why did you have me do that? He says, no, Stoba, Stoba. That's just the first game. You got to play the next one's amazing. That just sets you up for the real one. You got to go play the next arc. And I did it. I played the next arc, and it was a completely different game. It was no longer just a standard like harem anime about high school students. No, the planet got invaded by aliens, and you're fighting aliens in mech suits in an all-girls school where you're the only dude that can pilot a mech for some reason. And that was kind of fun, but also kind of creepy and weird because that's like not my scene. So I played through the whole thing and everybody dies in the end. And I'm like, Jingbo, you just wasted another 30 hours of my life. Why did I do that for you, Jingbo? And he said, no, no, Stoba. Stoba, it's the next arc. That was all just set up for the next arc. You got to play it. And for some reason, I believed him, and I played it. And Love, the third arc was, you get to the end of that game, but then you're like transported back in time, and you get to like replay the whole like aliens invading thing, but with the knowledge of what happened in the first arc. So you do everything fucking smarter, and like things go different. And it was the weirdest, horniest. Like they hit every fetish and kink
Oh
that
wow.
exists. Like
Yeah.
there were 16 sex scenes or something that hit every fetish I knew of, and like new ones I didn't even know were things.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, yeah. I played through it all. It was weird. It was a little uncomfortable. And at the end of it, I was like, Jingbo, why? I've spent 100 hours playing this game through three arcs, and you made me play through all of it. Why? Why? Why did I do it? And he just said, yeah, it was good, right?
I
No,
what
no, I don't think it was.
you don't like it?
I'm not gonna say it didn't have moments. Like there
Mm-hmm.
were cool moments where you're like, I know how the next scene is gonna go. We're gonna get ambushed. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna have all the right answers, and that was cool. But then you're like having sex with like a robot brain in a jar, and you're like, I don't like it. Or there's like a weird tentacle thing, or like someone's getting eaten by an alien and it's weirdly horny. There was so much uncomfort in all of it, and I don't know, man. It wasn't my thing. None of those were exactly my kink,
I feel that.
so I was somewhat judgmental.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, shouts out to frenemies, making us uncomfortable all the
Mm.
fucking time. Abe, how you doing, man?
Good, good, good. You know, I was just thinking, a lot of those games, especially like in the, the late '90s or whatever, had like people genuinely had a story they wanted to tell
Mm-hmm.
or what have you, but they knew that probably the only way they might actually sell a couple of copies of their game was to make it horny. I
Yeah,
think that's sort of what's happened with Fate, Stay the Night or whatever, where like the
yeah,
first one was horny, but it was like a genuinely interesting story, and they were able to just go into like not horny territory,
Mm-hmm.
and make the mainstream
yeah,
product.
Yeah, I
yeah.
could.
Those were all horny. I actually played through all three of those, which was probably how Jingbo like saw through like a chink in my armor, and he was like, "Yes, you have to do Muv Love now."
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, Fate Stay Night was absolutely horny. but it wasn't as creepy as Muv-Luv. Muv-Luv got fucking weird, man.
Like some bondage fairies type shit.
Shit like that. Yeah, they hit some creepy stuff.
I was gonna
I
say with
I was
aliens, I'd
uncomfortable.
imagine like eggs or something.
Dude, they hit everything. If you have a kink, it's in Muv-Luv. Like there was 100 hours of gameplay. There was a sex scene like every hour or some shit.
I
It
feel
was
like
weird.
I feel like that's how Nocturnal Nights was. It, but it was more like mythological um kinks, like the mermaid and the
Yeah.
demon and
Yeah,
shit.
if you could have sex with one mythological creature, what would it be, Tom?
One mythological creature?
Yep. Yep. Or mythological person. Something
Is there
something
mythological
weird.
people?
Like yeah, like a mermaid or a
Oh, I see, I
centaur, or
see.
fairy. Something like that.
A fairy, yeah. I think I would do that.
They're really little, man.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, I shouldn't have asked. I don't like that. I like that answer.
How about you?
Centaur, absolutely.
Top female, bottom female.
I don't think there are
Centaur.
bottom.
You never seen
It's
that? I've
Centaur.
seen it. I've seen it.
I don't, let's, move, let's move on.
How about
Oh,
you, Abe? What would you?
simple vampire or
Great
a
call.
succubus.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
easy,
that's a
Oh,
good call,
awesome,
yeah.
awesome
easy.
calls. Yeah.
Because you think of either, and you're thinking about big titted goth chicks, which is definitely a thing. Like
Could I
hmm
change my answer? Could I change my answer?
No,
no,
you're getting the bottom half of a
Thanks.
female.
It's Slime Girl. Thank you. I'd go for
Yes,
Slime Girl.
slime girls would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Slimy.
very
Yeah.
slimy.
Yeah.
why don't you just get a jar of
We're moving on.
marmalade?
Moving on, Abe. I'm not microwaving a jar of marmalade.
Oh
I wonder what
fuck.
that would sound like.
No.
Like you're stirring mac and cheese.
How's 3i Atlas doing, Tom?
I I don't know, man. Um I really haven't heard much of anything about Three Eye Atlas. I've heard a little bit about the moon landing. People seem excited about it. I think it's cool. Um, at the same time, I feel like it's just another distraction from everything else.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
Might be.
I mean, at this point, though, the horrible shit is distraction for more horrible
hmm
shit. So it's all horrible shit at this point,
Yeah, at this point, war is a distraction for horrible shit.
right?
Yeah,
Shout out
and
to America.
yeah, we're doing great. Um, but I the moon is very interesting. I was wondering about what if they went up there and they actually found something, and just anything, you know. I mean, I know they wouldn't. I mean, they're going to, I believe, a spot that I believe they're going to recover some older equipment and to study it. They're landing in between, I want to say two sets. One's closer than the other,
Hmm.
and I believe it was a bigger crater that they were landing in. One that they normally check out and visit, or is has been visited, I guess. I know China went to the moon too with a non-manned craft that was closer to the dark side, I believe, as well. China's doing a lot of stuff, man.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
You got
Um,
that many people, might as well.
man, there was something that Stoba said that made me think of something that I wanted to talk to you too about, but I can't remember it. Um, That's just how it goes. Uh, with
So it goes.
what?
I said, and so it goes.
Yeah. With hentai games, with no, just games in general. Um, I always feel like Abe was saying, it's hard to be able to tell your story in your game unless you market towards a certain fan base or a niche almost. Um,
Well,
when
it's like that with any media, right? Like whether you have like a really good idea for like a comic or a manga or a movie or a story, like you still have to couch it in something that has like broad mass appeal just to get noticed or funded, picked up, you
I
know?
mean, even the news is that way, and like talk show
yeah,
personality, all
it's
that.
true.
You think the people that are spouting all that shit believe half of the stuff they say?
No.
Probably not.
Yeah. No, weird porno games are definitely like a lowest common denominator, right? A lot of
The
people are
Bill,
horny and looking for something new, dude.
It's
the
so
Bill O'Reilly of video games.
rough.
I
Um,
wonder who that would be.
man, there was a long stretch of my life where I played those games on and off. Um, it was always weird when I would find more because it's one of those things where I wouldn't be looking for it, but I just kind of stumble into it. I think that DV Dead was one of them, but like at the same time, I found like four of the games at the same time.
The
Uh,
Divi Dead or whatever that one was kind of like horror, right? If I
mhm,
remember right.
yes,
Yeah. I'm remembering more now.
You
yeah,
know what I think of when I think of like horny video games without much substance but with like broad mass appeal? I think of Dead or Alive, that fighting game by
oh
Team
my
Ninja
God, yeah,
on the Xbox. Is they went on to make other things like Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball.
mm-hmm,
Hmm.
mm-hmm. Like a resort, I think, where you can bump
Oh.
butts to knock people off, just
Yeah.
like in the anime.
Yeah. Yeah, there were little mini games there. You
Yep,
could buy like gifts for all the girls.
yep,
It was weird. Yeah, I
No,
think their idea for progression was just unlock excessively like skimpy bikinis for
mm-hmm.
all the girls.
so here's the thing with that though. You must admit that those games, while kind of just trash, advanced physics by years.
Well, that's like the
Yeah.
BioShock Infinite Girl that like people figured out how to model stuff and rig them more quickly. Again, porn, advancing or affecting technology.
Yeah. Like the Source filmmaker was big for that. I know that.
Hmm.
The Valve shit.
Yeah,
But yeah, jiggle physics, man. They were a big deal back in the day.
they were. Yeah,
Mario didn't have them.
Remember when boobs didn't move, like they were
yeah.
just static with the body?
Oh, yeah, just terrible.
The
One of the
the
biggest
Yeah.
boxes,
travesties.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider's boxes she had.
Yep.
Yeah. If you've played Marvel Rivals at all, dude, I remember I didn't pay much attention to the graphics, but they did release Emma Frost as a tank, and her thighs had jiggle physics, and it was so noticeable. I was like, I've
Wow.
I've learned something about myself seeing this character in action.
Yeah, that's a strong jiggle.
Yeah,
You a
yeah,
thigh guy?
I recommend Googling that if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'll have
It's a
to
real
check
sight
that
to
out.
behold. Just tech from a technological point of view, strictly, nothing unseemly.
Soba's a thigh guy. It's confirmed.
Yeah, 100%, dude. I'm not even gonna deny that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
thick
Yeah.
thighs are
You ever
nice.
get the you ever get some baby oil and kind of like squeeze the girl's legs together and
No, no. How about
No,
oh
yeah?
no.
No.
P Diddy kind of fucked up baby oil for everybody.
That's so much,
All
man.
right, well, fine, lotion then. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
white jelly,
yeah, you can use anything really. Olive oil, all
sex
natural.
water.
Sex water. What the fuck?
I think I remember seeing that in the Hustler store. I think it was called sex water or something.
I'm
It's
not
like a
gonna
water
Google
base.
sex water, dude. It was risky.
I thought it's just a lube that was being sold at,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But this Stova's reaction of, I'm not gonna Google sex water, man.
I'm not telling you to Google it. I'm telling you what it
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
It's a lube.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, man. If you say so, I'm still not gonna do an image search.
I'll link you later.
You don't have to.
You know what's weird is the like different types of lube they have these days.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
walk us through it, man. Yeah.
some.
Yeah, so I was looking at it. I was looking at it. I was looking at them, and apparently they have, your standard water-based
Hmm.
lube. Then they have the numbing lube in case if
Numbing lube. Oh,
in case if you pop off too quick. And then
that's good. Yeah.
they have like the tingling or the warming lubes, and
Oh, extra.
yeah. So it's just wild what they have there, and you know.
I
Yeah,
guess
it
there's
is.
something for everybody.
I know
Hmm.
that you want to use water with silicone, because if you use the other stuff, it has like a silicone base or something that
Oh
makes
yeah,
it
yeah,
stick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
yeah. Oil will interact with silicone
yes,
if you
Yeah, you don't want to get
push it.
microplastics in your body there,
it's you're they're already in, yeah. Um,
Yeah, but you don't want more.
there's microplastics in the Mariana Trench. It
Oh, wow.
We are plastic.
We won. We won.
Yeah, we
We got it everywhere.
we have won. Um, Fuck you, Earth. We're now the
Mhm.
plastic people. I
Plastics make it possible, man.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's where plastic. I remember them talking about. Microplastics are in most men's semen now.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't tasted it.
You haven't tasted the plastic?
No.
I don't think you could taste microplastic.
Wait,
I guess
wait,
not.
wait, wait. How
What's up?
come you know what plastic tastes like? That's weird.
I mean, I've eaten off plastic silverware for a long time, man. I've eaten like Jello cups out of
Yeah.
plastic.
Ugh,
I've
I've,
chewed some straws.
I've eaten out of sandwich bags.
fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
Sandwich bags? What do you mean? What?
Yeah. You pull like a sandwich out of a sandwich bag, like a Ziploc.
Okay. You've
Yeah.
eaten out of it, is what you're saying?
Yeah, dude, the sandwich lives in the sandwich bag. Is this a hard concept to understand?
I don't. Yeah, I get it.
You never put food in a
No, I
sandwich
have. I
bag?
have. I'm gonna put some cookies in some sandwich bags later.
Why am I the weird one? I'm not saying I guzzle cum.
I thought you were trying to say that you like you bit the sandwich bag itself. Like you know how something.
I've probably had a sandwich bag in my mouth, you know? You
Yeah,
get a little cream cheese in there, you gotta like cut a hole in one end, it's like suck it out.
yeah,
Are you
it's
sure
true.
it's cream cheese?
Yeah, man, it's thick and white. What else could it be?
Man, I had a buddy who would never ever put anything white on anything he'd order for that reason.
Yeah, I've seen dudes who won't even sip out of straws. They're like, I don't want to suck on it too. This shit's gay. Man, if you don't
So,
want to drink out of a straw, you got bigger problems.
Yeah, yep. Um, that kind of reminds me of like the people who I forgot what it's called. They're go to prison and they go to prison to be gay, more or less, with other people. Um,
That has to be such a minority, dude.
I, my wife and me were watching this whole thing about prison, um, and they talked about it a lot. Uh,
When you're like, I just want to bang dudes, but
that's
I'm too homophobic to admit it, so I'm gonna commit a crime to go to prison so I can have an
yes,
excuse to bang dudes.
Yeah.
That's
Mm.
really niche, man.
It I would imagine, but
Like,
apparently it's not.
just go to Grinder, dude. Those
No,
people are crazy
no,
forward. No
no.
one's more forward than a gay man looking for sex.
How they explained it was one of the prisoners. How he explained it, um, was that out there they don't have an excuse to go see another man, more or less. Well, in here, that's their only excuse is they want to get off.
Oh yeah, you're not gay by choice. You're gay by
Right,
necessity.
right.
Right. I'm not gay. Prison forced me to be gay.
Prison gay. I think that's what it was called, or something like that. It's been a while,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Or you can retain your freedom and just bang dudes. Like,
I mean, yeah, you get fed, you get taken care of, be somebody's bitch. What's
you know
what's
what? To each their own.
Yeah, yeah, that's how I see it. If that's how somebody wants to live their life, I gotta look that up again. That was so good. Man,
You don't have to. Nah, you've seen enough.
it was a good documentary, man. They really dived into what it's like in prison. Um,
I've seen the Shawshank Redemption, man. That's enough for me.
I've never seen that.
Have you
That's
ever
a classic dude movie, man. You gotta.
oh yeah, speaking of Stephen King.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about that.
Hmm.
Bad did it fuck him over that wreck? I never knew he was in the wreck.
Oh, dude, he got smacked. He was walking along the side of a road, and someone just drove over him.
God,
He got fucked up bad.
did they ever find the person?
I think so. I think it was like a drunk or something.
Are you sure it wasn't Dean Koontz or something?
I don't know, dude.
Didn't like isn't his face different? Like they had to redo his face completely.
I'm
mean,
not sure, man.
that also might be some structural damage from all the cocaine he sniffed.
Oh yeah, man. So many people did cocaine back in the day.
I mean, a lot of people still do.
Yeah, that's true. Um, we're hitting near the hour mark. This entire podcast has made me think of the substance and the a lot of the stuff that happens in that movie.
That was a wild ride of a movie.
It it really was. And the different, in my personal opinion, the different like ways that they were talking about are showing, I guess, people view aging and people view women, how as a woman gets older, they're treated differently compared
Yeah,
to a lot of
totally.
men.
They should be.
How willing people are to sacrifice to have beauty.